Today, we're taking a look at Opalcomp from Acustica Audio in collaboration with John Oram. From what I can get from the info spread across the interwebs, this is a combination of the Sonic Comp2 compressor from Oram Sonics and the 503 Rack Series compressor, which included the feed-forward option that the original Sonic Comp did not have. Let's take a look at the controls. At the top, we do have the preamp with the Ultra. You have a comp in button, which allows you to bypass the compressor, but still keep the preamp. An input trim, we have an attack time, compression ratio, which goes all the way up to 10.1, or you can engage a limit ratio as well. Threshold, release, makeup gain. Here is the feed forward button that was imported from the 503, the bypass button, and you have up to 16x oversampling. We have a compression curve readout. You have SMOD, which is the Acustica's take on shaping the attack time. All the way to the left, you get a look ahead function. At 2, the attack shape is equal to the hardware. We have an internal sidechain filter all the way up to 250. Our stereo link, which allows the compressor to compress both the left and the right the same or independent, and everything in between. Dry and wet mix knob, the power button, which we'll get to in a moment. The attack hold modifies how much of the attack is held. We have, of course, mid, side, and left and right. The release hold functions the same way as the attack hold, but of course, upon the release. This second to last knob allows you to morph between compression, limiting, and saturation. And then finally here we have the output knob. And then of course at the top here we have the plugin management system that Acustica has recently been putting in all of their plugins. All right, so that is the controls. We're gonna do a before and after on each track. I have this on the drum bus, the music bus, which I actually did not use. We did not put it on the vocal bus. We have it on the kick, on the hat, on the snare, the toms, which I don't think I've used. We have it on the bass. We have it on the flute and friends. We have it on the strings. We don't have it on the lead, neither do we have it on the effects bed, but we do of course have it on the hook, the lead, and the vocal harmonies. Finally, we have it on the master bus so that we can get an idea of its use as a master bus compressor. So we're going to go ahead and bypass it on all of the tracks. We can do this through the project bay. Let's take a listen at the kick drum before Opal compressor. After. All right, here's the hat before. After. Adjust it just a little bit. Here is the snare before. After. Back off a little bit on the attack. Here is the tom before, after. Here is the bass before. Here is the bass after. Here is the flute and friends before. after. Here is the strings before. After. Now this is in the limit mode, so we're just doing some control really. Here is the hook before. No one but you. No. And after. No one but you. No one but you. Here is the lead before. But she keep telling me it ain't love, remembering all. After. But she keep telling me it ain't love, remembering all the. Here is the harmonies before. But she keep telling me it ain't love, but I. After. But she keep telling me it ain't love, but I. It's quite transparent yet smooth. Let us go back to the drums. We'll do a before and after on the drum bus. Before. And after. Let's dig a little bit. There we go. Some nice glue. All right, so for the master bus, we'll do a full bypass and then we'll play the track with Opalcomp on everything. And then after. Now, we're going to talk just briefly about some of the things on here. The power. The power function allows you to change the general characteristics of the detector. Power ranges from 1 to 5, where the value 1 corresponds to the typical peak type detector. The types written for attack and release are calculated on the peak mode and are derived from sampled curves from the real hardware. If I'm not mistaken, the further you get to 5, it's less about peak and more likely about RMS. All right, so I want to dabble a little bit with the master bus so you can kind of get an idea of where things kind of move around, right? So let's just play this and I'll mute in classic fashion my vocals. Aha. So we're fully peak here. Now, all the way to the left, you get it slips my mind. It's called look ahead. So the compressor has delayed the signal and is able to grab the attack fully. That's what look ahead does in compression, right? So you can hear it really grabbing the attack in this thing now. And I've noticed you should hear some distortion in here. Now I have this midway between limiting and compressor. So let me pull this back all the way to compression. Aha. Now, all the way down here is the least amount of release, right? So you get that sort of static, not static, you get some saturation, which is a byproduct of the release being so fast, right? So let me keep going. You can really hear it now. As soon as you start adding, you can see that changes. Of course, this is too much compression. Feed forward. As you can hear, the feed forward is, it's not as pumpy, right? Feedback, that needle moves fast. Feed forward, it's way slower. All right, now we can also just bypass the compression altogether, and you get the color of the preamp. Right, and then you have the ultra button, which introduces that point of dramatic distortion or saturation, and allows you to play with that. You can hear it, especially when that flute gets loud. Now, I do want to dabble a little bit on the lead track. I'm going to turn the harmonies on with it as well.
But she keep telling me it ain't love. Remembering all the things we shared together. But she keep telling me it ain't love. Remembering all the things we shared together.
That's nice.
Then I'll trade the halls of rose forever. But she keep telling me it ain't love.
This thing can go from just transparent yet controlling to full on punch you in the face, and I'm here for it. So that's my review of Opalcomp. If you're interested in getting this, check the link in the description. Outside of that,